I first played Malin Eatonton in a production of Steel Magnolias at the Phipps Center for the Performing Arts in 1996. It was a community theater production. At the time, I was a good 25 years too young to play the part of Malin. I was about 5 years older than the girl who played Shelby. So I was very anxious for a lot of the rehearsal process, thinking that there was no way I could do this.
The first time I played Joseph Merrick in The Elephant Man was at Harding University in Searcy, Arkansas in 2005. When I found out that they were doing The Elephant Man, and I came up to the director and I said, I don't care how I'm involved in your production, but I want to be involved. And she said, audition. So I did, and she cast me as the Elephant Man. It's interesting to revisit a role some 12 years after you first did it, as far as the physicality of Joseph Merrick. In contorting my body back in '05, I ended up really hurting my hip. I also twisted my arm around in order to give the nature of Merrick's deformity of his right hand. This time I found other ways of presenting Merrick's deformities that were both more eloquent, and it's also much easier on my body.
Life experience has absolutely changed the way I look at the character, changed the way I look at the play, changed the way I look at the relationships, not just with Shelby, my daughter, but also with the other women on stage. For instance, Stella, who plays Truvy, and I have been friends for 17 years. You can't replicate that. There's no way you can meet someone and 4 weeks later open a show and hope to get that kind of depth. The thing that I'm really finding this time around with the character in the play, how much fun Malin is. How she's got just as good a sense of humor as everybody else on stage. She's a little more understated. She's a little more, out the side of her mouth. She's a little more wisecracky. I think the first time around I played her super seriously, sick daughter. But this time around, yes, she has a sick daughter, and yes, her life is filled with challenges, but that makes the good parts even better, and I think that makes her find and seek the humor in things even more.
The Elephant Man had these huge deformities all over his body. Although I do not have deformities on the outside, I was deformed on the inside. I had a birth defect as a child. I was born with an incomplete esophagus. As a result, I have to sleep elevated. I do not have the apparatus to keep food down, and so I have to sleep on an incline. Merrick has to sleep with his head resting on his knees. I have this longing to sleep flat. It's so relaxing to just lay flat for a little while, but I can't lay flat for any extended period of time for this reason.
I wrote a beautiful interview with Robert Harling, the playwright, talking about these real women. They are all real women. They are all based on real women. And for those who don't know, Shelby is his sister. He said he wrote this play because he wanted his sister to be remembered. He was so afraid that his sister would be forgotten, and he just was adamant that he would do something to add to the world that would make sure that his sister was remembered.
These instances allowed me to be more sensitive and more open with the world, to appreciate life, because life is so fragile. It's precious, and we don't know how long we're going to be on this globe, so every moment is a gift.
As I get older, I realize more and more how crucial deep friendships are to me, and how absolutely they can get you through the darkest times in your life, and how they can make the bright and good times so much better. I don't know where I would be without my friends, and that is the thing that I love about this show, is that it is a true glorification and celebration of friendship.